Now we can start our next topic. We are going to prove that energy is a property of a system. Already I have told you that energy is a property of a system because it is a point function also. But how we can prove that energy is a property of a system? That way we have plotted a kind of uh, three processes I have explained over here or described over here. One is process A, process B and process C. And we can see that process A and B, both of them concludes a cycle, as well as process A and C, they also completes a cycle. So from state point 1 to state point 2, by following path A, and returns from state 2 to state 1 by following the path B. It is a cycle. Repeating my words, from state point 1 to state point 2 following a path A, and again from state point 2 to state point 1 following a path B, it completes a cycle. Similarly, we can say that the process A and C, similarly they also completes a cycle. So for this kind of two cycle, we can apply the first law of thermodynamics over here. So it can be written like this, that from this particular figure I am taking all those things, while I can write like this, while process A and B completes a cycle, then from first law of thermodynamics, we can write that QA is equals to change of energy for process A plus WA. Just we have changed the position of work done. I already explained the first law like this manner: Q minus W is equals to E. That form is, I think it is known to you. Okay, now we are not ignoring the kinetic energy as well as potential energy. That's why I have explained this as a capital E. And if we ignore them, then you can consider it like an internal energy, only U. Okay. So for process A, we can write this way. Suppose I can name it by equation number 1. And similarly for path B, we can also write in the same manner, that del EB plus WB. Why I am writing del? Del is means a change of energy. Obviously, following the path A, the change of energy will be E2 minus E1. I can write over here also if you have any confusion. Okay, del EA, what does it mean? It means the change of energy for the process A. So it is nothing but the final energy, that is E2, minus the initial energy E1. And in the same manner I can explain the del EB also. It is also the change of energy for the process B. The final energy, that is E1, minus initial energy, that is E2. That is the thing written over here. So I can name it by equation 2 also. Now the process A and B completes a cycle. Already I written over here. So I can write that summation of algebraic sum of work for a cycle is nothing but algebraic sum of heat for a cycle. This is applied for the process. Both of them is applicable for a non-cyclic process. Non-cyclic process. And this one is applicable for a cyclic process. Both of these things I have already explained in our previous video. So it is for applicable for a cyclic process, and we know that A and B constitutes a cycle. So this algebraic sum of work done must be equal with algebraic sum of heat interactions. So that algebraic sum of work done that can be written for that particular cycle. Path A and path B is being followed, so I can write WA plus WB for process A WA, for process B WB. That is the algebraic sum of work. And similar fashion, heat can be splitted like this: QA plus QB. That is the amount of heat interaction for process A and B, and A and B constitutes a cycle. So that can be written like this also: QA minus WA is equals to QA minus WA equals to WB minus QB. So I can name it by equation of 3. Now with the help of equation 1, 2 and 3, from 1, 2 and 3, if we combine all these three equations, so what we can get, just I am putting the value of QA from equation 1 onto equation 3. So just if we put them, some values will be cancelled, like del EA plus WA minus WA equals to, now I am putting QB value from equation 2, so it will be look like this, isn't it? Just replacing or substituting QA value and QB value from equation 1 and 2. So you can see that these two terms will be cancelled, as well as these two terms will be cancelled. So from there I can get del EA is equals to del EB. That means change of energy for the process A is change of energy for the process 2 of negative. Now if the system returned from state 2 to state 1 following the path C instead of path B, then we can say also that A and C also completes a cycle, isn't it? Since A and C also completes a cycle, then we can adopt the same procedure in a same manner for process A and C. So if we do the same thing for process A and C, then we can build this relationship like this manner also. I am not repeating that procedure, but obviously we can write that equation in a same manner like this way. If A and C completes a cycle instead of A and B, so that equation also can be built in a same manner. Whatever I have formed over here, that can be formed here also. So that way I can, from these two equations, I can conclude that del EB is equals to del EC, isn't it? If del EA separately equals with minus del EB and minus del EC, so both of them will be equal with each other. So whatever we are getting, this one is that. So change of energy for the process B will be equal with change of energy for the process C. But here in this diagram you can see that process B and process C, they are adopting different paths, isn't it? For process B and process C, they are not following the same path, they are completely different path they are following. But we can see the change of energy, that is completely same. Del EB, what does this mean? That means final energy E1 minus E2, initial energy. And what does this mean? Del AC, same, that E1 final energy minus initial energy. You can see both of them are basically the same things. And if we can, already from definition we know that if any property or any parameter depending on the point values, not depending on the path, so they are known as point functions, and every point function is a property. We know from the definition. So from here we can say that the change of energy between two states of a system is the same. What does this mean? It means change of energy between two states of a system is same, isn't it? Change of energy between two states. Which state? Point number 1 state, point number 2 state. Between two states, the change of energy is same. Whatever path the system may follow, whatever path the system may follow, and you can see over here the both the process is following different paths. So the energy has a definite value for every state of a system. So from here I am putting here, coming over here. So therefore energy, I can say energy has a definite value, has a definite or exact value, I can say also. Definite or exact value for every state, for every state point, for every state point of the system. And it is right, every state point you can get an exact value for that particular energy. Hence it is a, hence energy is a point function and it is a property also. Or rather say property of the system. So any parameter, if it is a exact differential or having a definite value for any state point, it is not depending on the path following by the system, then it is obviously a system property. And here we can see that energy is not depending on the path following by the system. It is giving us a definite or exact value for every state point. That's why we can say that energy is a property of a system. In a similar manner, we can also prove that heat is a path function. Coming to that next. Now here we can see that how we can prove that heat is a function, a path function. Now on this PV plane I have already plotted a cycle, or rather say two different cycles. One is 1 to 2 following a path A, then 2 to 1 following a path B. It is a cycle, as well as just like the previous video, that 1 to 2 following the path A and 2 to 1 for the following the path C. It is also a different cycle, but we can see that two cycles are there. One is 1A2B1, that is a cycle, and similarly second one 1A2C1, that is a different cycle. You can see. Now from first law of thermodynamics, we already explained first law of thermodynamics like this way, that d cut q or del q, whatever you can write, is equals with cyclic integral of d cut w. That thing we know for a cyclic process. Okay, my heat interactions will be equal with the work interactions. Now if we write this particular thing applying first law of thermodynamics over here, इस साइकिल के ऊपर अगर लगाते हैं so it will be look like this. Cyclic integral of first going to 1a2, so I can write over here for 1a2, if we write it clearly 1a2 for the process 1a2, the amount of heat interaction plus cyclic integral of, or it not will be cyclic integral because I am writing for a process, so it will be only integral, right? Because I am writing two processes separately, so it will not be cyclic integral. Because I am writing for 1a2 process, again writing for the process 2b1. I am writing both the processes separately, so it should not be cyclic integral. If you write a cyclic integral, then it should be written 1a2b1 as a whole, but I am writing them separately, so it should be only integral, not the cyclic one. So integral of 1a2 following this path, then 2b1 following this path, that is the amount of total heat interaction for this cycle, particularly which cycle, 1a2 2b1. Okay, so that will be minus, if you take the work interaction, then work interaction similarly for 1a2 process, that is d cut w, and similarly work interaction for 2b1 process. I am taking both the heat interaction for two different processes, so I have written 2 times, that's why it is equals to 0. Suppose I am naming it by equation 1, and or we can write, if we go with the different cycle, that means 1a2, or I can say similarly for 1a2c1 cycle, what I can write, that integral of 1a2 d cut q, just the same thing I am writing again for the different cycle, 2c1 d cut q minus 1a2 d cut w minus 2c1 d cut w is equals to 0, and it is taking as equation number 2. Just same kind of equation I have written for two different cycles. This one is for cycle 1a2b1, and this one is for 1a2c1. Now what we are doing, subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. If we do this operation, so what will be the result? Result is one term will be cancelled, so I can write the final term, integration of 2b1 dq or d cut q minus integration of 2c1 d cut q minus, I am taking as a common, so it will be written like this, integration of 2b1 d cut w minus integration of 2c1 d cut w equals to 0. That is, I am taking as equation number A. Just a simple algebraic operation. From equation 1 I have subtracted equation 2, So that way 1a2, this term and this term will be cancelled obviously with same boundary. Now same manner 1a2 dw, 1a2 dw, they will be cancelled. So the remaining term is look like this. If you take minus as a common, so dw term will be looking like this. Simple algebraic operation. Got it? Now from this equation, what we can see? We can see this work interaction in difference and this heat interaction different. If we subtract them, the result will be 0. What does this mean? That does mean that if suppose this work interaction in difference is suppose 5, I am taking an example. So that heat interaction difference also must be 5, because the result will be equal to 0. If this term is suppose -4, I am keeping some examples. Okay, so that term is also -4 should come, because the minus is keeping there. So as a result of them, the value should produce 0. That I am trying to establish over here. Got it? These 4, 5, these are the basically a kind of example I am putting in. Now suppose we already know that work depends on path. Work depends on path, we already know. It is not a point function, it is a path function. If the path is changing, so work done also will be going to be changed. So if work done, since work depends on path, so it is a path function, then that integration of this part, that means 2b1, integration of 2b1 d cut w minus integration of 2c1 d cut w, it cannot be equal to 0. Why it is cannot be equal to 0? Because it is not depending on the point values. It is depending on the path value. Suppose you are taking this particular plot over here. So 2b1 means this path and 2c1 is this path. While these two paths are different, so work done obviously will be find out with the help of the work under this area under this curve. If you get the suppose if I take two projection from point 1 and point 2, and if you want to quantify the what amount of work done for process 2 to 1, so you have to find the amount of work done, amount of area under this particular curve. That will give you the work done for 2b1. As similarly for 2c1, that particular curve, similarly you have to find that whole area under this particular curve. Then it will give you the amount of work done for 2c1 process. And they cannot be equal at all, because the path is different. While the path is different, then the work done cannot be equal at all, because they are only a path function, not depends on the points. So while the paths are different, the work cannot be equal. That is very simple truth. And if they are not equal, then their subtraction cannot be 0. That's why I have written that d cut w 2b1 and d cut w 2c1, they cannot be, their interval or their difference cannot be equal to 0, because they cannot be equal, never. Rather I can say any path function for two different process, or rather say for different two paths, they cannot be equal with each other. Okay, but point function for different two processes, they can be equal, isn't it? For point function, they are depending on this only the final state values, point 1 and point 2. They are not depending on this path. So the point function for two different processes, they can be equal, but path function cannot be equal for two different processes. Understood? So from here we can say that d cut w 2b1 and d cut w 2c1, their subtraction value not equal to 0, since the work is a path function. Now if this part is not equal to 0, then that part is also not equal to 0. Why? Because I have just placed an example. If this part is 4, then that part must be 4. If this part is minus 5, then this part is also minus 5. Otherwise the subtraction result can't be 0. So if this part is not equal to 0, then obviously as a result of that I bound to write that 2b1 d cut q minus 2c1 d cut q also must be not equal to 0 as a result of this. If this is equal to 0, then that can be equal to 0. If this is not equal to 0, then that must be not equal to 0, because this value and that value must be equal. If this is 4, that is must be 4. If this is minus 5, then that is minus 5 also. They must be equal. Understood? So if this is not equal to 0, then while this one is not equal to 0, I explained that one is a path function. Similarly, if this interval is not equal to 0, then I can write this thing also, that d cut q of 2b1 not equal to d cut q of 2c1, that is also not equal to. That means for 2b1 following the path this one, the heat interaction not equal to following the path 2c1. So we can conclude over here that while the heat interaction for these two different processes, they are not same at all, so how they can be point function? They must be path function, because they are depending on the path. While the path is changing, the heat interaction or the amount of heat, that is also changing. So that way, if this condition appears for us, so from there we can conclude then heat is also a path function, because this condition gives us the justification or logic based on which we can conclude that while this amount of heat for 2b1 process and amount of heat for 2c1 process, they are different, they are not equal, then obviously they are depending on the path, not depending on the points. So if any thermodynamic property depends on the path, then we can say it is a path function, and it is not a property at all now. So we can say now that heat is not a property. Got it? Okay, now from this equation number A, I can write from here that integration of 2b1 d cut q minus integration of 2c1 d cut q, or rather say I can write this thing and this equation in this manner also. For 2b1 d cut q minus d cut w, I take it as a bracketed term, minus of integration of 2c1 process d cut q minus integration of, or taking a single integration, it will be better, d cut q, d cut w. Just I am taking for a particular process, while 2b1 process is there, so I can take dq and dw as a whole as a single bracket term, and then for 2c1 process doing the same thing, so it can be equal to 0. Just swapping the terms, nothing else. So from there I can write that integration of 2b1 d cut q minus d cut w, that is equals with integration of 2c1 process d cut q minus d cut w. What does this mean? That means for 2b1 process and 2c1 process, they are different path following, but the interval of heat and work interactions, they are remaining same. That is a very important condition. So from here, if the interval or the difference between heat and work interaction, they are same for 2b1 process and 2c1 process, irrespective of the different path, then obviously we can say this difference is not a path function, because they are not depending on the path. So from here we can say that integration of d cut q and integration of d cut w, both of them depends on path. Already we know depends on path, so they are path function. But this integration of, sorry, not a cyclic integration, only integration of d cut q minus d cut w, that is a point function. So that is a very important condition what we are getting now, that individually they are path function, but their difference is a point function. I am again repeating my words, it's a very important one, that heat and work done individually, each of them are path function, because they always depends on path. But the difference between heat and work, that is dq minus dw, that is a point function, because we can see that dq minus dw for 2b1 process and dq minus dw for 2c1 process, they are same. Same means they are not depending on the path, whatever they are following.